Hi friends, this is Krishnaraj. Friends, today I am going to explain to you why redevelopment is creating so many refugees. There are lakhs of refugees in Mumbai alone. Lakhs of families going around waiting for their house to be given back to them, and they are not getting a house because the builder keeps postponing the project, keeps expanding the project, keeps changing the nature of the project, keeps telling them that permissions नहीं मिल रहा है. Sometimes he tells them funds खत्म हो गया है, लेकिन इसलिए मैं building को चालू नहीं रख सकता हूँ. I cannot keep the property, I can't keep building because I have run out of funds. They say all these things. They stop paying them alternate accommodation rent and all these things. Basically, the families which have been removed from their own house later on become like destitutes. I'm talking about middle class families which really can't afford to be removed from their house, which costs 50, 60, 70 lakh rupees, where they may have been paying very small amount of maintenance, 2,000, 3,000 rupees maintenance per month. Even that they were finding difficult. But nobody could remove them from their house because it was their house. So they may have had a lot of arrears with the society. They may owe the society lakhs of rupees. But it was their house, so they were within their house and they were going out there looking for jobs, doing jobs and trying to make ends meet. This is the kind of small cooperative housing societies in Mumbai which come under redevelopment. Now when they come under redevelopment, it is like a giant cloud of darkness falling on them. Right from the time when the discussion of redevelopment happens, that is when the cloud descends on them. At first they become like hostages within their own society. Their managing committee will not listen to them. The managing committee wants to listen to the builders, or the managing committee, the societies, the people who are running the society, the office bearers, who are elected by these people. They stop listening. They stop caring about ordinary members. The only people they seem to care about is the builder. And often the builder comes with a set of people who are very strong, who are backing him very strongly. It could be the local MLA, local MP, local corporator, or even local Sena Pramukh, or political forces. So the builder comes with a great deal of political muscle, political power, money power, and people who are living within the society are like hostages. Some of the people don't want to be, don't want the flat to go into redevelopment. They oppose redevelopment. Those who oppose redevelopment are immediately demonized. It is like these people are not just fools, they are demons. They are blackmailing the builder. They are evil people, and we have to get rid of them. We have to, and I don't know how you can get rid of people who are society members. You can't. So they try to expel them. Now expulsion is a very bad solution. It usually doesn't work, but it at least serves to sort of marginalize society members, render them voiceless. If they come to meetings, then they can be threatened, beaten up, intimidated, gali galoch hota hai. They'll face a lot of abuse if they are opposing redevelopment, or if they are opposing that particular builder. So this kind of, it's a very tough life for them. Their family lives under great amount of stress and tension. The managing committee absolutely doesn't do anything to cooperate with them, and in fact may try to harm them in various ways. It's a very tough situation for people. Now, this is the kind of impact that redevelopment has on people who oppose it. Now, what about people who are supporting it? They are also being harmed. But here's how they are harmed. The society stops maintaining the building. The primary purpose of a cooperative housing society is to maintain the building. Friends, we usually forget this very critical fact. The fact is that the Cooperative Housing Society, the managing committee, is elected, is formed and is elected for only one purpose, and it's a very limited purpose. The purpose is to administer, govern the society, the building, the premises, the compound, maintain it. Okay? It is only for the purpose of maintaining and administration. It is just an admin job. They have to pay they have to collect maintenance amounts, they have to pay property tax, they have to pay the salaries to watchmen and so on. This is the kind of job it is. It is a routine job. Even those jobs, cooperative housing societies do quite badly. Why it is done badly? Because people, especially managing committee members, get a great sense of power. The moment they are in the seat, they start thinking that they are God. And so many, what I speak of is a common experience. So many people have the same experience. It may be an educated society, people with educated people, with retired general managers of major corporations, or government servants, who have retired from reasonably senior positions. So you think that people are educated, वो सुलझे हुए लोग हैं, they are good enlightened people. But even these so-called enlightened people, when they go into the position of managing committee, they give two hoots about the law. They don't care about bylaws, they don't care about the Cooperative Society Act. There is a law. They try to find ways to be authoritarian, and I think that the problem is basically it's like it's in our blood. We all want to be authoritarian. Some of us also want to be corrupt and gain some little bit of money when we appoint painters and contractors and things like that. Some of it, not all of it, not a lot of people, but some of the people. Anyway, long and short of it is, Cooperative Housing Society is an administrative unit. It is not a unit that is equal to the task of overhauling, getting a whole new building. It does not have sufficient managing capacity. It does not have talent. It does not have the necessary, ability to control the builder or to control the process and to monitor the process in a meaningful way. It does not have what it takes to get the job done if the job involves complete destruction of the building and reconstruction of the same building. Now, this is what redevelopment is all about. Redevelopment is about the Cooperative Housing Society deciding to almost dissolve itself. It doesn't dissolve itself, obviously, but it almost dissolves itself. It makes a kind of a death pact with the builder, saying that you take away the old building, you take over the compound, you take possession of the compound for sometimes an indeterminate period of years, and you do what you can to reconstruct the building and make some money out of it, make some profit out of it if you want. But the primary objective is not to make profit. The primary objective is to reconstruct the building for the people who are already occupants of that building, who have flats in that building. That's the purpose. Now, the builder has a different primary objective. You have to remember this. The builder comes with the primary objective of making a lot of profit. He thinks differently. He says, I will give you flats which are 20%, 25% larger. I will give you some corpus. So what is he doing? He is entering into a transaction where he is compensating the society members with larger flats or funds, corpus. He is also compensating the society with, again, what is called corpus, a large amount of money. Now, in this way, he enters into the transaction, but the objectives of the transaction is very different from the society's point of view and from the builder's point of view. Now remember guys, in a transaction there are two parties, there are two opposing parties. The managing committee, which represents the society, is not on the same side of the table as the builder intrinsically. The situation should be such that the society opposes the builder, or rather the society holds the builder accountable. It will question the builder. It will make him do what he is supposed to do. It will threaten to go to the court if he does anything wrong. So it has to be a kind of an adversarial relationship. It has to be, it should not be a very comfortable relationship with the builder. But what happens actually is that the cooperative society enters into a very comfortable relationship with the builder. Now why is that? Why the comfortable relationship happens? It's too comfortable. It's cozy. Now why does this cozy relationship happen with the builder? Because the society is basically incompetent. The managing committee is basically incompetent to manage, to keep a tight grip on the redevelopment process. They can't do management. The managing committee of a society is not built for the task of doing management. It is not built for accountability. They can't even hold each other accountable. There are too many problems within the society itself. They fail to hold each other accountable, and basically they have no muscle, so to speak. They have no powers. They have no real powers to hold the builder accountable. Now, some powers come to them from the contract, that is the development agreement, redevelopment agreement, which they sign with the builder. The redevelopment agreement gives them the power to go to civil court. That power should be exercised intelligently. You shouldn't, of course, run off to civil court immediately against the builder, but at the same time, the builder should have a hanging sword over his head that if he fails to deliver, or if he delays, or if he does anything wrong which is against the interest of the society, then the society's managing committee is going to hold him accountable by going to civil court. What happens actually is this: the society, once the building is broken, or even forget about the building being broken, once the builder has taken a grip over the society, once he has entered into a development agreement, the society members are like hostages. The builder is the one holding them hostage. It is as if the house actually belongs to him. The society members have no voice over what happens over in their own house, or with regard to their own house, their own flat, for which they have paid lakhs of rupees earlier. The managing committee becomes like an accomplice in holding them hostage. Why that is? Why this happens? I think it happens because the managing committee tries to get rid of its own inadequacy or cover up its own inadequacy by siding with the builder. Now, who should it be siding with? It should be siding with the flat buyers, the flat owners. But instead it sides with the builders against the flat owners. Now, why is this? The reason this is so is managing committees are afraid of the individual society members who have a strong voice, who will hold the builder accountable, and not just the builder, they may even hold the society managing committee members accountable for their actions of omission and commission, what they did and what they didn't do. Okay, what they didn't do is omission, what they did is commission. So the society's managing committee performs various actions. Sometimes they are negligent. If they are negligent, if they have been careless. They feel afraid of the managing committee, of the society members, because they feel that the society members can take them to court, and rightly so. They can take them to court. Which court? Cooperative court. Or they can take them before registrar. But all these powers of cooperative society members are there before, not after, before they enter into redevelopment. Once the society has signed the development agreement, the society's managing committee sort of becomes unaccountable. It sort of lets go of the whole thing. It stops being careful. It should be more careful than ever. It should be more organized than ever. But instead of that, it just doesn't care. It doesn't give a fuck what happens to the building. It says now it is the builder's responsibility, which is untrue. Regularly maintaining the society so that plaster doesn't fall or bigger things don't fall, the ceilings don't fall on the heads of their society members, that is still the society's job. It is still the managing committee's job. Managing committee members should be extremely careful about it. And hypothetically, if there is a mishap and it is because of the negligence of the managing committee, people can complain to the police. There are very specific provisions under which managing committee members can be held accountable. You can complain to municipal corporation, you can complain to police. There are jailable offences which are committed by managing committee members through their actions of commission and omission. Now, this was in theory. In practice, well, it's a bit difficult. There are people who have done it. There are people who have held the managing committee accountable, but it is difficult. It is tough. And it is tough because people are living close to each other. There is a lot of politics. Your family is going to start feeling very uncomfortable. बहुत गाली गलौच हो जाएगा. People, general public belonging to the society, that is managing committee, general members of the society and their wives and children usually side with the managing committee. So what happens now is, suppose one guy opposes the builder or tries to hold him accountable. That is, he is not opposing the builder. He just sees that the builder is doing something he shouldn't be doing. He is maybe delaying too much in getting permissions. Maybe he is greedy, so he wants to merge 2 or 3 development projects, redevelopment projects. So he is now, the builder is trying to tie up the other societies near them with development agreement. Now in the process, these people's redevelopment is suffering. So people get anxious. They say, wait, I gave you permission. Our society has given you permission to reconstruct. Now instead of starting the reconstruction process, instead of getting the permissions of IOD and CC and then breaking the building and starting to pay accommodation, alternative accommodation, all that, you are delaying. The builder may be delaying because he wants to pay as little alternative accommodation payment as possible. But in the process of the delay, the building may be falling apart because the managing committee has stopped maintaining it. The building may be falling apart. People may be at risk. Columns may be sagging. They are supposed to be, RCC is supposed to be in a straight line. Horizontal means horizontal. There may be slanted columns where the loads are unevenly distributed. Every monsoon, the building soaks up so many tons of water because of cracks in the structure, and then it evaporates, and well, it doesn't happen evenly. So there's a load distribution and redistribution happening, which means every time after a monsoon, there is some damage. As things dry up, things fall. So the buildings fall, plaster falls. Sometimes entire beams collapse. Sometimes the whole building can collapse, or very large segments of the building can collapse. All this happens because of the negligence of the society, the managing committee, combined with the influence of the builder, combined with the political muscles of MLA and MP and corporator and Shiv Sena Pramukh or the Congress guy or whoever. So whoever is supporting them, the BJP guys, whoever is supporting them. Because of all this, buildings fall, people lose their lives. Now if someone tries to hold the society accountable, he tries to hold the builder accountable for the delay, for the undue delay in starting, or for non-payment of alternative accommodation rent, or any of these things. There are a lot of problems that can happen. So people who are holding the builder accountable, now who are they opposing? They are opposing the builder, they are holding the builder accountable. And opposing is necessary, it's part of the deal when you do trade. This is a trade transaction, it's an economic transaction, it's a contract. You have to oppose the guy who is supposed to give you deliverables. You have to oppose him, you have to question him, you have to maintain tension. What happens is they end up opposing the managing committee who has gone on the side of the builder. They find themselves in opposition to the managing committee. Managing committee is siding with the builder. They find themselves in opposition with lot of ordinary members of their society who are like sheep, who are following the managing committee and the builder sheepishly, even though the builder is visibly delaying, or even though the managing committee is visibly neglecting to maintain the structure. There is a danger that is on all of them, but the people who are opposing them, who are trying to hold them accountable, who are trying to ensure the safety of all the members, including their own families, they become like villains. Then these people who are opposing the builder, they are also seen as opposing the PMC, project management consultant, who is seen as an expert, who is seen as a god who knows everything. He doesn't. Usually what happens is the PMC is no longer in the business of maintaining technical vigor and rigor in the project. He is a technical guy. He is supposed to keep the technical part of it intact, hold it so that the project comes up as it is supposed to come up. Instead, he becomes also a crowd controller. So, crowd management, crowd control, playing politics, being dirty at society meetings, heckling, gali-galoch. This is the environment in which redevelopment happens. Bullying, outright bullying. This is the environment. So I'm sorry to say, guys, there are not too many solutions. We'll talk about some of the solutions. I'm your friend, Krish the Urban Naxal. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.